Hey, how you doing, YouTubers? Hey, this is Sean McDade, and I just wanted to give you a little words of wisdom. If you must know, you want to know what this world runs off of? It runs off of energy and sacrifice. If you sacrifice something for something you really want, trust me, you will get it. But it's all about how much energy and spiritualness you have. If you're a very spiritual person, it determines the, how do I say this, the performance of whatever it is you want. Say you're very highly spiritual and you want to sacrifice your time and effort, for studying and going to school to get an MBA or something, then determining how much energy you have will determine the performance of it. Say you don't have as much energy, you'll get C's and B's, but you still got your master's. But if you really have a high amount of energy and you sacrifice your time to study and learn, then you'll get A's and straight A's and you'll pass. So same thing applies to relationships. If you sacrifice your time and give up hanging out with friends all the time and you spend time with her, then in return you get her loving you back. So it's all about sacrificing that. What would you give up for that person to prove you love them? What would you give up? It's all about equivalent exchange, just like what Fullmetal Alchemist taught me. It shows that, just like in the Bible, it says, what would you give for a soul back? Same thing. You can give up your body and your arms and legs, but it shows you, just like in that you can't give up anything for a soul back. You still won't get it. So once your soul is gone, it's gone. So, again, brings me back to what I was saying, like in a relationship, girls, guys, be careful what you give to somebody. Know their intentions, because sometimes you'll give to someone who doesn't want to give you anything back. You'll give your time, your effort, you give them the world, and they'll just take it from you and not give you anything. It's just like a poor man giving his money to a rich man. What are they going to give you? You're giving them something. You're just letting them take food off of your plate. And while they're eating good, you're not getting crumbs or nothing. So you're just starving. So just be careful. And no, this world does run off of energy too. Energy is the spiritualness that controls how well the performance of whatever it is you want is and what you attract in your life. Energy controls all of those principles of what comes in your life and what you have, and it determines like how well things are going to be in your life. But sacrifice is the main factor in determining what you get. It's all about what you give and get, and what you get usually is what lasts longer than what you give. It's like you can give up your soul for a life of money and fame, but in return you go to hell and you have nothing. So be careful what you give people, and know, when it comes to money and giving someone charity, that's fine. But when it comes to giving something personally, something you don't want to do, something that involves you suffering in some way, be careful who you give that to. Be careful who you give your time to and your effort, because not everybody wants to give the same thing you gave in return. Some people just want to take from you and take and then eat, and they're plentiful while you're starving and suffering. I had a girlfriend that I was dating, and I gave her all my time and my effort and always saw her every day, stopped hanging out with friends for her, and all she did was sleep around with other people and go against me, and just take what I gave her, my kindness and love, and did nothing with it. Gave me nothing back, except she just let everyone else, gave her time and effort to everyone else instead of me. And so it left me broken and hurt. And now I realize why, because I kept giving to someone who didn't have any intention on giving back to me. So she was selfish, and that meant me and her were not meant for each other, because she didn't want to give anything I gave in return. It's just like when they tell you when you're a kid, treat people how you want to be treated. It's the same thing. You treat them a certain way, then in return they're supposed to treat you the same way. So that's why they tell you to do that, because if you want to be treated like shit, then you treat someone like shit, they're going to treat you like shit. If you treat someone really nice, then in return they're supposed to treat you with kindness as well. Same thing in relationship. If I'm giving you all my love and attention, I expect you to do the same. If I'm being loyal and only talking to you and no other girls, I expect you to do the same and not talk to any other guys and give me your time and effort. So it's all about what you give up to somebody, and that's how it works. So just pay attention to how much someone does for you when you're dating them, or when you're spending money on something, investing in something. What are you getting in return, It's not as black and white as you think. It's not being selfish on your part. But there has to be a reward. Just like praying, you know, if God told you you're not going to go to heaven, you can, and you just stop doing all your sins. What's the catch to make you not want to do it? So God tells you, if you sacrifice your happiness and your Sunday and, you know, your time to read the Bible and pray, then in return, I'll let you go to heaven and you'll be happy. So be careful, because know that whatever you get in return usually is what lasts forever for whatever temporary thing you decided to sacrifice. Be careful out there, guys. Sean is out.